We are now on.
All right.
There are 10 people, attendees on.
That's perfect.
Welcome to Healthy Black Families, Shop Smart, Cook Smart, Healthy Shopping webinar hosted with Chef Hunia and Chef Kana. Thank you for joining us. This webinar is made possible through funding through Healthy Berkeley. Healthy Berkeley is funded through the Sugar Sweetened Beverage Panel of Experts Commission, which is also known as our Soda Commission, and they represent the funding through the Berkeley Measure D, the historical first soda tax in the nation. Spread the word. This is the time to get on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and let folks know that we're live and share on your pages. Again, thank you for coming. Chef Hunia, you're on. Chef Kana, you are on sideways.
Hello, 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 everyone. And welcome to
Chef Hunia. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Are you hiding?
Okay.
Are you hiding?
Can't see me?
I can see you now. I can see your beauty now. Well, I mean, I can see it even without, you know what I'm saying, the camera, but you know what I'm saying. Yes. So.
Okay.
How you doing today?
How you doing?
I'm excellent. How about yourself?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm good. How are you? Is it difficult for you to hear me? You can't?
I can hear you now. It's probably a little lag. You know, Zoom is quite popular these days. So, you know,
right.
we might have a few technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're going to ride it out anyway. Yes.
All right. So, yeah, just you can hear me okay?
I can hear you just
Chef Hunia?
I'll let you know if I can't hear you. How about that?
Okay, sounds good. So welcome everyone. This is our Shopping Smart, Eating Healthy class. We regularly do this class at Healthy Black Families with an awesome group of folks from Berkeley, and they have an opportunity to, we don't do it at HBF, we do it at a local grocery store. And we love our local stores, and we think it's, you know, absolutely important that our people feel comfortable going into most importantly, the grocery store. So Chef Hunia takes us on a tour, and then after that tour, we kind of show what we've purchased for $20. It's a $20 shopping challenge, which we both did this time, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And yeah, just for now, we would love to have you introduce yourself, Chef Hunia, what you do, what you've been up to, what you're doing right now.
Hi, y'all. I am Chef Hunia, and I'm just so honored to be here as usual. Thank you, Kana. Thank you for all the work you do. Thank you, Mama Ayana and Healthy Black Families, for all that you do. I'm very honored to be partnered with you all today. And, you know, in these times of virtual reality, this is a trip, you know? Oh my God. But yeah, so what am I doing right now? I'm preparing some fruitses. Some fruitses for this fruit bake that I'm doing. But as just kind of reiterating what you were saying earlier, that normally we would meet at a local grocery store, and there'd be about 10 or so of us, and we would do our grocery store tour, which is usually met by the local management of the store, and they introduce us they give us a little history of the store and all of that, and then we take them on a tour, usually starting with the perimeter. I always start in fruit and vegetable, the produce section first. And then we talk about, you know, organic versus conventional. We talk about processed stuff. We talk about hidden salts and sugars. We talk about, you know, counting our calories and things of that nature. But, you know, times have changed. And so trying to lead a tour in person seems a little problematic, having to wear a mask and keep physical distancing and all of that. So we are trying our best to still serve you all, the needs of the people, by doing this virtually. And so Kana and I took the challenge ourselves, and we kind of worked it out as a couple, because we kind of go together, because we do, you know, similar work. You there, Kana? You understand what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
yes. So she shopped for the main dish, and I shop for the dessert. Because normally what happens is the challenge is you're given $20, at the most 25, and you are asked to shop for a family of 4, using all the food groups, making sure that you get your fruit, your vegetables, your protein, your grain, your non-dairy, you know, and whatnot. So what we decided was she do the main, I'm doing dessert, and we had a lot of fun. Would you agree, Hannah?
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of fun, and it was indeed a challenge. You know, sometimes you send other participants off and you're like, $20, you know exactly what to get. And then when you're in the challenge yourself, you're like, okay.
Oh, because did y'all see me crying yesterday? Because, baby, let me tell you, I failed my own challenge. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to act like I'm from some mountaintop up in here. Let me tell you. So I had a lot of things happen. So first of all, I think I was, first of all, I was hungry, right? I talk about not shopping hungry, right? So I was hungry. Rule number 1 that I wrote. Woo! Rule number 2, I didn't really have a list like written, like I had in my mind, you know? So I had a partial list of some other things that had nothing to do with the challenge, but yeah, so that was the other part. And then the other thing was, I was having some emotional pieces around this whole physical distancing piece, right? I wanted to hug people. There were some people there I hadn't seen in a long time. And then I could feel other people's energy, like not wanting to be too close, and I could feel people's frustrations. I'm kind of an empath, so like I could feel all of that. And so I was just like distracted, and it was just a really different experience for me. And so when I got up to the register, I had clearly I was way beyond $20. Okay, like I had at least, I don't know, $50-$60 worth of stuff. Like, wow, I had a moment in there, and then I'm standing there, and I can feel the other woman behind me looking at me like, really, that's how you doing that? And something just popped on my screen, sorry. And so, you know, I was trying to apologize to her and explain to her the challenge. She was like, I don't really give a darn about no challenge or nothing. I need you to hurry up so I can get up out of here too. And so, so I had to put some things back. I had to devise some things. I had to, you know, like really rethink what I was doing. And so I was like, oh, I can't wait to share with the people my challenge, you know, this time.
Right. And, you know, I know last week we talked about this, and we were saying, you know, our whole message was shop with the list. And both of us showed up again, you know, professional shoppers due to our, you know, careers in cooking. And we was all kind of like, huh? And my only saving grace, thank the goddess, that we were at Mandela Foods and I'm familiar with the store enough. So I was like, all right. They okay, I got it. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and show what I got, and then you can talk about what you got, and then we'll just, you know, share our recipes and take some questions, because I'm sure you're gonna have some questions about some of these delectables. Oh, all right. So as mentioned, we shopped here at Mandela Foods Cooperative, Black-owned grocery cooperative, only grocery cooperative presently in Oakland, and it's Black-owned. So that's a twofer. Yeah. So I'm gonna show that one last because you can see what it all came to. So I got this bag of lentils, some red lentils, right? Now, I changed my mind midway and I ended up using chickpeas. But you can use lentils, you can use black beans, you can use chickpeas, whatever kind of bean, you know, sort of, this is my protein. This is my unprocessed.
Hold on, I can't see you. I don't know what's going on with this little screen thing, but normally when we're doing this, I can see what you got. Is there any way that can be fixed? Because I just see me. I'm sorry.
Let me see if I can just get kind of on here.
Okay.
Hi, this is Jackie. I've been on here, but I don't know what's going on. But hello, I can't fix my camera.
Oh yeah, don't worry about the camera.
We have everyone muted. You're not on. So we're just trying to get Kana on right now.
Yeah, we're just trying to get
I see Kana.
No, I can see her too, but it's like normally the screen shows I can see everybody. So can we do that?
You want to see everyone?
Yeah.
You can swipe over and
okay,
see
let me
people.
see.
Okay. You know what? I got it. I'm sorry.
You got it? Okay.
All right, y'all.
But do you want me to show everyone?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me know.
Okay.
So we have lentils. I always pick up some greens. Love this curly kale. I go back and forth between which one I like the best, between this one and I feel like it's just a different mood. It's like sometimes I really want the dino kale and sometimes I want the curly.
Yes, because it got a slightly different texture and how they catch the oil and the stuff like that.
Yep. And if I'm cooking, I usually will use this because it feels like it cooks a little bit better. The dino kale feels like it just burns to me.
Okay.
And that's not what we want.
That's not what we want. Unless we make chips.
Say that again, sis.
Unless we making chips. I like my chips a little burn.
A little, but you know.
But I feel you.
Yeah. So I got this sweet potato, and this is gonna be the base of what I'm making.
Okay.
I got this onion, red onion. I got some delicious, I'm forgetting the name, Brussels sprouts. I'm showing them off. I'm like, what's this called? Somebody
Brussels sprouts.
call it out.
You know what they are?
Somebody call it out for me.
Because we was standing there at the same time looking like, what you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then I got this crust. So this is an organic cornmeal, gluten-free crust. And I'm making pizza. So
that look like about $30-40 worth of stuff.
Girl, don't be trying to bust me out because you busted yourself out.
You must got a hookup over there. Cause baby.
What you mean? That was like $21.50 or whatever. Nah, it was $25. It was $25. I'm not gonna lie.
I knew it was more than 20 because baby, I could, I was counting.
You was counting, but you know what? You could have gotten less lentils than this. You could have gotten, a cup or so of lentils, and you would have been in there.
Right.
So what I did with this presto changeo, I haven't put it in the oven yet, but
oh, nice.
Right. So this bottom layer here is sweet potato. So I heated the sweet potato.
Mm-hmm.
Took it, just cut some little slivers in it, and then put it, put some oil on it, put it in the oven for about an hour.
Okay.
About a 380 for an hour. And so it started juicing and caramelizing and getting all delicious and good. So I opened it up. I used it for the bottom part because, again, for any of those that are out there like me, let people know you will be sharing the recipe. Hey, folks, I'll be sharing this recipe with y'all. So, yeah. So, you're going to, take it out. Oh, for those who have an allergy to nightshades like I do, so tomatoes, peppers. I have been in love with pizza my whole life, and I have not been able to really enjoy most pizza for like the last 5 years. So I was like, I want some pizza. So you take the sweet potato that makes it, the little kind of tomato base, and then I got my kale. I broke my kale down into these little pieces here like this. Right? Okay. Got some olive oil, some sea salt, some cayenne pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. And I just tossed it in there, and I laid it out on top. Okay. And then I curry powder, a little bit of olive oil. What else did I put on here? Oh, and then I'm gonna add the fresh garlic right before I finish, and I'm gonna pop that in the oven, and I'm gonna eat pizza in your face. So I hope you guys enjoy it with me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna eat pizza in your face like you're eating that fruit in my face.
Right, but you know what?
What about thoughts on sprouted tofu? So there's a question. What about thoughts on sprouted tofu? So you can absolutely add that,
and
mushrooms. Sometimes I'll add a Beyond sausage.
Oh,
mushrooms, I'll add Beyond sausage to it. I really like a high profile of protein in my vegan diet. So I know folks that are like, not, for that. So this is a meal. I try to keep it neutral most of the time when it comes to, people's palates when they're transitioning. They hear a lot of information about soy and processed foods, and it's true. You shouldn't fill your diet of that. So I try to lead by example, but privately, I'm gonna have some because I really need that. I need that protein. Right. So sprouted tofu for sure, organic sprouted tofu, mushrooms like portobello mushrooms. You can even put them in some barbecue sauce and lay them out. And then if you have like my favorite, cheese is the diet cheese, but some people use a bunch of different types of cheese. Shout out to the creamer. Into your pizza. So,
shout out to the who? I missed that.
Yeah, the Uncreamery. They're a local vegan cheese company.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, so I'm gonna chop up some of this garlic, pop this in the oven, and show y'all what it do, and hear from what you got going on your side of the kitchen.
Okay, yay. So like I said, we had agreed to work it together. She's doing the main, I'm doing dessert. And so I'm putting together a nice little fruit bake. And let me show you what I got. I have a combination of nectarines and yellow peaches. Ooh, can you see that? It's so juicy. Can you see that? Yes. And then I have some Pink Lady, Fuji apples, and green pears. Look at
you
that.
You said Fuji or bougie?
But I have been accused of a few things. We're going to stick with the Fuji today.
Okay.
Yes. And then I have some cherries. And I just pitted them myself. That's one of the things I was doing while you were, I was pitting my cherries. Because I have this, let me show you, this tool. This cherry, look at that. Let me show you how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Put the cherry in there, pop it through, and you pop it and the seed pops out. Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
Yes. And then fresh blackberries.
You
So,
look like you doing something later with all them cherries and berries. What's going on?
oh no, I'm about to put them all together. Wait a minute. No. So while you're doing that, let me show you what I'm doing. So I have, hold on. I got me some coconut oil cooking spray. I'm gonna spray right here. Woo-hoo. Man, I'm taking all this food here. Uh-oh. What's going on? This thing, something keeps popping up in my screen. I don't like that.
It's a poll, so folks are all seeing that so that we can
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So look at here. Hold on. Let's give it a spoon. Can you see that?
Wow. That's gorgeous.
I'm just mixing it all together because I have to do the dessert because you got that beautiful pizza going on. So we're going to put it all together. You know what I'm saying? So wait a minute. And I'm going to, this is real easy. Because I be having to think easy. So look, I'm doing an additional little more sugar. Don't tell nobody. Okay. And I have some, hold on. Hold your horses. Don't go nowhere. I got some cinnamon here. Put that on there. Can y'all see that? I got a little nutmeg. See that? I'm gonna put a little bit of vanilla extract, just a little bit, because that's how I do it. It's my business. And then I'm gonna squeeze some fresh lemon juice on there. I got my hand here so I can catch the seeds. It's real simple right here.
And this is why you pay for catering. You know, some people's like, well, you giving away your recipes? It's like, I want it the way you did it.
Right. It's all good.
I'm gonna look at the recipe in the book and be like, ooh, this is nice. One day I'm gonna try this. Hunia, can you make me that?
Exactly. And look, hold on, because I got a little bit of sweet tooth. Hold on. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, and just for the folks that's joining us, thank y'all so much for tuning in. And definitely feel free to continue to ask questions, because the cool part about these recipes is that we're showing you the base and you could remix it. You could decide, you know what, I need some, I'm sure you put granola on top. But I was going to say.
But you know it. But I had to put that maple syrup in there because I like the flavor of maple in my, you know what I'm saying, in my bake right here. And so I'm just stirring it up nicely. Can you see that? That's pretty. And I can smell the cinnamon. And the other thing, I got some fresh mint from my neighbor that I was chopping that up too. I put that in there too. Because, you know, I always got to put something green in my stuff. I don't care what it is. It's got to be something
right.
I'm a firm believer in that. So I got that mint. It's going to give it a nice flavor. Hold on. Let me do some more. Okay. Bam. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to put that to the side.
Oh, yeah. Happy Gemini season, Chef Hunia.
Because you know what? Tomorrow is my birthday. It's my birthday.
Oh.
Hey, yeah. Gemini. Yeah. Yep. Mine is on the 6th.
Yep. And I will be 35.
Not a day over 34. You know you're not a day over 34, girl.
And you know, and it's amazing. It's amazing because my oldest child is 30. I was fast back in the day.
Some people start young. Some people start young, you know.
God is good. And I ain't the same as I used to be. So
now I don't go around recommending 5-year-olds and whatever, you know, everything like that.
You didn't have to do all the math right there in front of everybody. You just could have let me.
Oh, someone said mine is today. Happy birthday.
Who's that?
So let me see who just said that theirs is today.
Who's it today?
Nicole. Nicole's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday, Nicole. Is that mean you Team Taurus?
No, it's Gemini starting
Gemini season. Well,
today.
I know who
Happy
I am.
birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday.
Nice. You see, I got Malcolm behind me. I had to, you know, that's Bay. So
man, we had that conversation about.
He's in there. He's in there. He's in the kitchen, always looking over, trying to see what's good. I'm like, all right, as long as you keep me safe behind, I got this kitchen covered.
Right. Well, you know what I said about that. I said, that's cool. He could be your bae because Khalid Muhammad is mine. We go together.
It's cool.
Together. We go together, even beyond. So those of y'all who know me know it's the truth. No, it's the truth. You tell
those
us
who know. So what are you doing right now with the granola? What you doing for that?
You know what? I added a little of this soy. I'm sorry, it's not soy. It's a soy-free butter. Earth Balance. Y'all know Earth Balance.
Yeah.
So I'm adding that with my granola because I need a little something. And I'm gonna add some more cinnamon.
Yeah, and that's gonna help so the granola doesn't burn. I missed that step. Well, you know what? Actually, I do it over the stove top and then I just lay it over it cooked. But if you're gonna put your granola in the oven and bake with it, you definitely don't need, you don't want to forget this step. You're gonna come back, it's gonna be extra crispy. You're gonna be like, what the heck happened here? Right, you're just gonna scrape that off the top and just eat the bottom.
Okay, hold on. One other step. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of this rye flour just to give it a little more volume. And then I'm about to get in it with my hands. So that I can distribute. Talk a little bit about. You're breaking up. I don't know what you said, baby.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now? Yeah.
I'm going to stop so I can hear you.
Yeah. I said, while you do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about these Brussels sprouts now that I've identified what they are, with everyone. But this is how I would do my Brussels sprouts, or pretty much how I always do my Brussels sprouts. So these are also, as I mentioned, from Mandela. They're really gorgeous. They look like little cabbages. Has anyone never had Brussels sprouts on here? Raise your hand or comment if you've never enjoyed some Brussels sprouts.
I've never had Brussels sprouts.
Anyone? Never had mine, but is anyone new to them whatsoever?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, we are in the Bay and we are in Berkeley with most of our participants, so that's really good and refreshing. Well, for people who may not know, they taste like little cabbage, and they were like talked down upon on, TV for so many years.
So many years.
Brussels sprouts.
Right.
Yeah, but for us, we this is why you kind of can't really rely on media that much, because if you like cabbage, and most of us do, you're gonna love Brussels sprouts. It's like having a mini cabbage. So I'm just gonna cut off the tip, and then I'm gonna cut it in half. And after it's in half like this, that's how you can get that crispy Brussels sprout. Once you leave it all whole, it kind of cooks in a way that kind of steams it in the middle. And you want to have like a little bit more room. If it's a really large Brussels sprout, you can even cut it one more time.
Yeah, when they're
quarters.
Really big, I cut them in fourths when they're really big. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So this is the half, this is the fourth. And then I just get a bowl like this one. I can even mix it in with the kale, and I just add it, and I toss it with lemon, olive oil, sea salt, cayenne pepper. That's a big base for me. And like sea salt can even go at the end. You can
Nice.
put all those things together. Or even Mandela, shout out to Mandela again. I'm just gonna keep like bigging them up because they always hook it up and they always have some of the best. And they have this Creole seasoning that I like to use for my gumbo. So if you just want a little pop of extra something, you can get that Creole seasoning, toss it, make sure you have enough olive oil. So if you have a couple Brussels sprouts, I'd say at least a tablespoon, possibly 2 of olive oil, toss it, add it on the oven, put it at 400 degrees and cook it for about 10 to 12 minutes. 15 if you really want to, get it nice and well done and crispy. But
that's a little too long, but that's
cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it too long for you? Yeah. It just depends on your oven, and that's the other thing. You have to know your oven.
You better. You better.
Right.
All ovens are not
it might be
equal.
too long in yours. Exactly. So that's how I would do my Brussels sprouts, and I would add those on the side for my pizza, or make a nice salad because we're having pizza. We're gonna eat this crumble, this fruit crisp, and that's a lot of kind of bready, crispy things. So we want to balance that out and make sure we have a salad or something else, green with that.
You got that salad? You got that salad going on?
I got, I put the salad on the pizza, but yeah, I would add a little extra salad or I got you for some Brussels sprouts for sure.
Okay. And I just realized that we talked about we wanted to be sipping on something. So I had a little bit from my pear, and so I sliced that up a little bit and a little lemon, and here we go. Get my water together because we have to talk about the importance of drinking water. But before we do that, can we see the people? Can we see all the beautiful people that have joined us? Can we do that, Mama?
So they're gonna have to be upgraded into panelists, and that's a lot. It's about 20 people or so.
Okay, so I'm just saying. She said to let
everyone is a panelist. Now I am. I think. What has to happen is let me see, mute, play. Okay, lock.
Don't be looking at me like that, Connie. She did say that if I wanted to see the people, just to say so. So I just wanted to see the people. So
if you want to share your video, everyone has to just go to your. I think I have to unmute everybody, and then I'm unmuting all.
You have to unmute. I just want to see their faces.
Yeah. Just keep mute your phone and unmute your video. So mute your phone and.
It says I can't start my video because the host has stopped it.
Oh,
same to me.
So I think you have to be host for the webinar.
Yeah, mine says that too.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I'm
everybody. I think it is. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. She would know.
Well, that's not going to work.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So if y'all could just jump in on the chat and say hi and where you are, that would be good. That would make me feel good. It's all about me, Carter. Just go. Just
I see.
There you go.
Birthday.
Here goes everyone.
I just needed to.
Hi.
I just wanted to see the people, feel the people.
Nope.
Hi, this is Jackie. I'm from Berkeley.
Hi, Elia from Berkeley.
Hi.
Hi, this is Jackie from Berkeley.
Hi, Jackie. We just spoke to you. Hi, Jackie.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi, this is Rahima from Oakland.
Hi, Rahima. How are you?
Good.
So glad that you're here with us. Who else is here?
Elia for Berkeley.
Okay, I see Miss Kana from Berkeley. What's up? Shout outs to Berkeley High in the building.
Yes.
Let's see.
How do you get your drink ready?
I have my drink ready, but I was waiting on Kaya to get on. Let me text her because she's supposed to be blessing us with her water ambassador.
Oh,
Cute.
I see. Okay, anybody else who want to check in?
This is Leticia from Berkeley.
Hi, Leticia. Anybody else?
Hi, this is Monique from Oakley.
Hey, Monique. Welcome. Glad you're here with us.
Glad y'all here.
Okay, so I think we should go ahead and do this toast, Chef Junia, because Kaya can come on. She can get in where she fit in.
Get in where she fit in.
I think it's time.
Yeah, so Kaya and I just want to toast to you all, toast to your health. We're so glad that you chose to be here with us and choosing your health, the health for yourself and for your family and for your community. We're just so happy to have you. And I am sipping on a little pear, lemon, and mix. Kaya?
I just got that straight water. You feel me?
Water, yes. So let's toast. Bam.
Okay, so
Oh,
now
yes.
I'm muting audio. Junia, I'm muting audio, and then you and kind of have to unmute yourself again. Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay, done and done. All right, so let me, now that we've done that, I still hear a little bit of noise, Mama Yana.
I'm working on it, Shit. Excuse my language. Oops. Working on it.
So what do you do? Just mute everybody?
Yep, I'm trying to do that now.
Okay.
Mute all. I'm muting all. Now I'm and then I'm going yes. There you go. Now you can unmute yourself and talk.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Chef Junia, I was doing these mindful mornings with Camp A&V, and every morning we do this toast. So I had to roast one of the counselors because she toasted and then put her cup down. I said, girl, if you don't sip that water, you know, if it was something else, you wouldn't toast and put the cup down. So we're very serious about water. You know, we have our youth water ambassadors, we have our adult water ambassadors. We understand that all the things that are being flooded into our communities, that water helps us combat that. It helps us balance ourselves out. Even if we fall short at times, making sure that we have water every single day, a good source of water, and enough water brings us back.
Absolutely. It helps clear our skin. It helps our organs, you know, helps our digestive system, helps our elimination system, our lymphatic system, like all the systems, you know? So, yep.
All right.
So let me, you know what? Because you didn't, I felt like you was kind of calling me out. Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to drink all this water right quick.
Okay. I can't change her, Mama Yana. I tried. Can you make her into a host?
You are the host. You are the original host that signed in, and that is how it works. So she
original, baby.
She can unmute herself, or I can unmute her and she can talk, but we won't be able to see her. But it will see her name and her picture.
Who's this trying to see?
Kaya, our
Kaya.
ambassador.
What happened? We did it last time.
That's because I was host and I was kind of can't do it on her.
There you go, Kaya.
Phone.
Try to start your video.
Okay, perfect. All right. So while she's doing that, let me show y'all what I got here. I put that crumble on there nicely. I got my oven at 425 because 425 is my favorite number in the oven, and it won't take long.
All right, Kaya, whenever you're ready, we would love to see you chime in on this conversation on the importance of water and the dangers of sugar-sweetened beverages or sugar in general.
Unmute yourself, Kaya. I'm unmuting her. Unmute.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Kaya. Can you start your video?
No.
No? It won't let you?
No, it won't.
Let me try one more time.
Did it work? No.
It didn't do it?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe she can talk to us still in the meantime.
Okay. So do you want me to introduce myself again?
Yes, please.
All right. So, I'm Kaya. I'm a water ambassador, and I did it through Berkeley High. I'm a sophomore at Berkeley High. I am a water ambassador because, well, first of all, water is just really important and like vital. Like just need that. For a long time, I wasn't really, I knew it, but I never really like took into account how much water can help you as a human. And I got the opportunity to do the Water Ambassador program, the Thirst for Change, and it was really helpful. Like, it taught me a lot. So, yeah.
Nice. And so, can you talk a little bit about, I know you really enjoyed the Targets video that, some young people from Oakland put together that really showed how sugary beverages like soda are marketed in our communities. Can you tell us about that video and kind of give us your response to it?
Oh, do you want me to just recap what it said, what it was talking about?
Just, what the video was about, how you felt about it. I know you thought it was really good that it was local.
Yeah. So that video was about, it was like some kids, they went to different like liquor stores in Oakland, like I think specifically West Oakland. And they were like talking about how it is, you go to a certain area and you see more liquor stores, and how like where they live, where their parents and grandparents and people who look like them live, and how you don't really be seeing that on the other side of the bay and stuff. And what I thought about that was I don't know, it was really, it felt good to see that people my age and where I live were talking about it. Like, I feel like a lot of the time it's really just me. Like, I was having this conversation before I did the Water Ambassador, but now I know more. But like, I thought I was the only one, like, only teenager who's like, why are y'all drinking this? Like, it's bad for us specifically. But I thought it was really cool, but it also was really overwhelming to me just to see, like, it's really real, like this. And that video was kind of a little bit older, wasn't it? Like, a little bit?
Yeah, a couple years, yep.
Yeah, so just the fact that it's nothing new. Like, everybody, it's just like, it's just so quiet. Like, it's like, it comes up every day and still we don't talk about it. That was like, it was just frustrating and overwhelming to me,
Yeah, I hear you. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, when things are frustrating and overwhelming, I think oftentimes we put them in the category of emotional, and we don't really get taught to, you know, listen to our emotions and to check in with ourselves on how we feel. Oh, okay, you're putting it up. Okay, cool. I wasn't planning to show it, but totally.
What is that?
The Targets video that Kaya was talking about.
Oh, okay. She's putting up the link, right? We're not gonna watch it, right?
I think she's thinking that we're gonna watch it.
No. Can you just share the link with the people, please? Ayana? Ayana?
So
I am taking it down, and it will come back to you. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, Kaya, can you talk a little bit about, like, well, anyway, I was in the middle of saying, before I get to my question, I was in the middle of saying that oftentimes we don't trust ourselves. We don't listen to our, you know, sort of emotions about things. And this is the same way when it comes to sugar. We just sort of eat and we eat it and we eat it and we eat it. And then we don't know what, we're not thinking about it. We don't think about what kind of stomach ache or, you know, extra fat that we may take on later on in life. We're just
we don't associate it with anything.
Right. Yeah. It's just our personal, you know, business a little bit. So Kaya, can you talk a little bit about, like, what changed in you to kind of, you know, I know Water Ambassadors did something, but what sort of shifted in you that made you start thinking more deeply about how much sugar you were having, and even, you know, beginning to read the ingredients even?
Okay, yeah. So I think a lot of it was just that, like, I kind of was taking a lot of time for myself recently, like thinking about my health mentally and physically. And I was thinking about how, like, you know, right now I'm young and I'm fit and all of that, but I know that, you know, all of this continues. Like, I have a whole life that will be affected by what I do now. Just like in my decisions and even eating and drinking. So, like, I took more time to see that, like, I deserve to be healthy and I deserve to cleanse myself more and not put bad things in my body. I know that's, like, not really what you were asking, but
yeah, no, that's exactly right. You know, that's absolutely right. And I think it's really cool that you say that, because it is about self-love. It's about loving ourselves more than our addictions. It's about loving ourselves more than, you know, a quick gratification. And what we're doing here with Healthy Black Families and with this class is to really show, like, there is a culture, there are people who look like us that want us to live and that want us to thrive and have examples. We've been living this way. We've been doing this work. And so for you to say that, Kaya, I think that's so incredible, you know, to see that at your age, because a lot of times people try to turn it around a lot later and it's a lot harder. So thank you.
Yes. And Kaya, I just want to shout out to you because I work with a lot of young people, and I know the influence, the impact that you, as a young person, as a young adult, can, I know that the impact you could have is very far-reaching, you know? And a lot of times we discount the ability of the youth to make a difference, you know? And so I think that's, I really just can't say enough about how beautiful that is. And, I remember you from like I don't know about a baby, but like really young. So it's just really awesome to watch you grow into such a conscientious young person. And that's really beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, it really is. It really is.
Awesome. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask Kaya, our youth water ambassador, while we have her on the line? You can feel free to chat those questions and we'll read them and get them answered, because Kaya knows a lot. Let's test her.
Yeah. And how's the Facebook Live going? What's going on in there? Because I can't see it from my screen. You know, I can't see nothing from my screen. I'm barely seeing y'all. Anybody who's at Kaya? Connor, can you see the Facebook Live? Because I was trying to get it on my tablet, but I'm unable to see it.
No, and Mama Yana, just so you know, I went. I left the meeting, so I was no longer, when I got on, it didn't say that I had broadcast ability, so that's not correct. I cannot broadcast.
So that means we're really not live on Facebook this time, because you came on as the original host, and it wouldn't allow it. I have no broadcast capability at this point. So we'll work out the glitches as we continue to go along.
Okay. Well, I have this amazing pizza in front of me that I am just, oh my goodness, I really need to eat this. Like,
let me see. Give me a close up. Bring it up higher. What? Is it like high stacked really high?
So let me take everything off on it. So, or not off, but put things on it and pick it up so you can get a sense.
Is there a sauce underneath?
This is the sweet potato.
Oh man.
And everything is seasoned in layers. I didn't season the sweet potato because it just has its own situation going on. Right. I seasoned the kale and I seasoned the chickpeas, and then I added red onion on it. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, y'all. Like, you can, if you use the lentils, you could have cooked the lentils down into a boil. So you season those and made that the base as well. And you could have had a little bit more protein.
So what's the crust made of?
So this is a corn, where's that bag? All right, so this is a non-GMO cornmeal, no trans fat, organic pizza crust from Mandela Foods.
Oh, nice.
And the ingredients is cornmeal, or sorry, it's not gluten-free. So there's wheat flour, organic wheat flour, non-GMO cornmeal, non-GMO organic soy oil, water, yeast, and salt. Be careful of those soy oils and oil in general. It was kind of low on the list, so it's not like one of the most predominant ingredients. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of it.
Yes.
But definitely a delicious crust.
That's a good point you bring up when you're reading ingredients, to note that usually the order of appearance means that's the most amount of something. So if you go buy something and the first 2-3 ingredients is salt and sugar, you better put it down, unless it's salt or sugar, right?
Right.
For sure. Oh yeah, so that's inspiring, because I have this cauliflower crust that's been in my freezer for a minute. I'm gonna have to get with it. It didn't inspire me on that one. But let me see. I think I got one more minute on my fruit break, and then we kind of see what's up with that.
Nice. You want me to Uber eat you some of this pizza?
I think you should.
Okay. No. Can you insta lift me some of the
Well, you know, I haven't really gotten my exercise in, so you don't live far from me, so I could just walk it over and leave it on the porch. since we doing that physical distance piece. And or we could just meet halfway and have a party on the streets. That looks hella good.
It was. It was like it's gone. It is, and it's gone.
Oh my God. I think I heard you smacking. I'm pretty sure. Uh-oh. That's my beeper. That's my timer.
All right. So yeah, once we see what you got going on, I wanted to get back into a conversation we started last week on sort of the best ways to shop. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Won't he do it?
Oh my God.
Do it? Okay. So let me just go ahead and work this out. You know what? It could go a little bit longer. Ooh, but baby, I think I have to try it just because y'all right here. Just to make sure that the flavors are kind of, doing what they do. Can you hear that sizzle? Just saying. Wait a minute. Okay, so I had to make sure I got a little cherry. I see a little flavor, a little.
Oh, you should have got that cashew yogurt.
That would have taken me way beyond. But hold on. You know what? Hold the phone. You talk a little bit because I think I might have some in my fridge because that's how I get down.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk to the people. I'll be right back.
It's so fun to do things at home. Sometimes we think we're missing out. We don't get to go to our favorite restaurants, but there's so much creativity in being at home, and you can add stuff that they'll charge you $3, $4, $5. Oh, you want avocado? That'll be $10 more. Oh, you want, some cream on top of that? That'll be $3 more. You can just go home and layer it up and have fun with it in a healthy way.
Guess what? I got some cashew yogurt. It's going down in the town.
Do you recommend this for like a child snack, or is this more of a dessert? What do you think?
Oh, this can be both. It can be a snack, a dessert. For me, it could be dinner.
Right. So maybe if it's a snack, no sugar or less sugar, or maybe just a little maple syrup.
Just a little bit. Okay, I can't really talk to you right now. I got to try this. So this is cashew yogurt because when we talk about the whole dairy piece, we do like non-dairy, right? You don't need no cow's milk. Oh, okay. Here we go.
It's not right, y'all. Now I'm feeling bad. I did it just a second ago, and now I'm like, how you do that? Why you doing that? But why you doing that though? That's how you feel?
Y'all don't understand the joy. This makes me want to sing one of them old time gospel songs, the joy, joy, joy down in my heart. I'm trying to tell you. And see,
Okay.
I was worried about the heat, but adding the cashew yogurt cooled it down right quick. You know what I'm saying?
So Nia,
yes.
are you going to show us this recipe when we start get out of shelter in place? Can you please? Don't shake your head. No. Can you please show us the recipe?
Oh, no, I thought you was about to ask for something. That's what happened. I had started saying no.
Oh, no, I know where you live. I'm coming by with my ball. Okay? And I will text you when I'm on my way. No, but seriously, can you share this? You'll be sharing the recipe with us, right?
Absolutely.
And then when we start back our class, this will be one of your featured farmers market recipes?
Well, as long as Kana is willing to do the pizza, then I think we have a deal.
You already know. Everyone on here, this is why you're on here, to get this access to this knowledge, this information, these recipes. You're absolutely invited into our kitchens. We are being intimate and vulnerable with you right now, giving you all a little piece of us in a new way.
Piece of me.
You are 100% invited to partake. Yes.
Yes.
So while we keep smacking and snacking,
Oh, wait, smacking and
Chef
snacking.
Hunia, break down to us a little bit about your, your take on healthy shopping, and on it's levels to this, right? It's levels to this. And so last week you were like, listen, garden, farmer's market, grocery store. And then I sort of challenged us in our side conversation, and especially, again, we really, shout outs to Mandela Grocery Cooperative. We're saying,
oh, I got this beautiful background.
There you go. We're saying garden, farmer's market, co-op, grocery store. And we'll talk a little bit about how co-ops and what the service that they provide as a grocery experience is a little different. So can you talk about those levels and kind of walk us through how you would navigate that for a healthy shopping experience?
Okay, yes. Okay, so let's start with garden. First of all, tomorrow's my birthday. Yay! And I mentioned that because this was another one of my early birthday gifts. Someone gave me a set of kitchen herbs to grow in my windowsill. Yes. So, because I've been collecting seeds and whatnot, right? And I got a young brother who's gonna come and help me do some stuff in my backyard. Because that's the other thing too about all this thing. We're learning to be more creative. So I have found people who are willing to work for food. Yes. So he's gonna come and get my garden started. In the meantime, my neighbors on both sides have been very, very gracious and sharing. So on my left side, my neighbor has she got everything: mint, rosemary, tomatoes, lettuce. Like it's just going down.
You name it.
You name it, exactly. And so they're practicing physical distance. So it's like, as long as they're not back there, I can come back there and get whatever I need. And so I do that. Hallelujah. And matter of fact, she gave me 3 tomato plants for my garden that I'm starting. Yay.
Nice.
And then the neighbor to the right is always giving us lemons and starter stuff for making breads, because that's how we get down. And I always have something growing. So in my front yard, you can come by my place anytime, and I got collards, purple collards growing. So you pick purple collards and aloe, and my neighbors come by all the time and they grab stuff. So it's all good. And so and I think, I'm not sure if they're still doing it, but I know Planting Justice will come to your home and help you. I think City Slickers was doing that for a little while. They come to your home and help you start your garden. There's a webinar that happens every Friday at noon. I'll have to share that resource with Ayana so she can put it on the Healthy Black Family site. But every Friday, these sisters come on and they share gardening tips, and they take questions, of all kind. Whatever they don't know, they get the resource. So it's really awesome. So yeah, we start with the gardens. That's the other important piece about that, is that you get to control. You know exactly what you're getting because you grew it yourself, and it's a perfect place for children to have a growing appreciation for food and where it comes from, right? So yeah. And then what we said the next step was farmers market.
Farmers market, or even the CSA, like you mentioned.
Yeah, farmers market or CSAs, and we're doing that once a month. We're virtually doing that with you all. But there's a list that we could also share as well. I guess we need to work on a resource list for the people of the different farmers markets that are available. And they are considered essential businesses. They accept EBT. Most of the managers are really helpful in terms of guiding you to the new vendors and what's new at the market and all of that. And so absolutely. And then I think Acting Nonverbal for sure, and there's a couple other local farms that offer CSAs and will deliver boxes of fresh produce to your door.
What's a CSA?
Community, help me.
Supported agriculture.
I'm about to say service, supported agriculture. And so basically they're boxes of fresh produce, whatever that farm or garden is growing, and that's ready to go. They will put it in a little box, sometimes free, and sometimes low cost.
And traditional CSAs, just really quickly, are really cool because before they start growing all their food, they'll sell CSA shares. And so they'll grow based on how many shares they have, so that you're directly supporting their ability to sustain themselves as a farm. Like your subscription helps them grow it and do what they do. So you have like that investment in that relationship. And, you know, I want you to keep going, but then, you know, after you kind of get through the levels, my question is, what's the big deal? What's the difference? What does it feel like? I know you talk a lot about this at the farmers market around relationships, but yeah.
Oh, that us at the beach? What we doing? What is that going on? What's going on with these screens?
A and B.
Okay. All right, I'm getting a little distracted. Let me not look at that. Okay. So okay, what was the question?
Yeah, so just keep going. You were talking about CSA, so now we're a farmers market and co-op, grocery stores. Is levels to this healthy shopping journey.
And so the value of shopping at the co-ops, particularly places like Mandela, is that we support worker-owned businesses, right? And Mandela, of course, it's, you know, peoples of color, which is really awesome because, you know, we're healthy Black families. We like to support our own as much as possible and, you know, keep it moving like that. And so what I also like about shopping at the co-ops is that it's a more quaint shopping experience. I like going in places where everybody knows my name. I know their names. They kind of get to know your habits and recommend stuff based upon the way you shop. It's a really personable shopping experience. And, you know, I'm always talking about relationship. It's really good. And as you know, as we discussed earlier, that kind of has a really good relationship because they gave her like $600 worth of groceries for like $25. So, you know.
Don't be lying on them. Somebody show up there like, let me get that deal.
But, you know, I'm just joking, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you build relationships, that it just helps, right? People can recognize when it's a little tight and those kind of things. Cause right, we all get to the counter sometimes and we a couple of pennies short, right. You know, and it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
And let me say this too about them, because I have had EBT and I've gone to certain stores, and you know, for any of those that have EBT, shout outs to y'all. And you know, you go and you're kind of like, okay, you trying to swipe your card real quick. When you go to Mandela Foods and you get California grown produce, same as the farmers market, go ahead and lick the bowl, Hunia.
Let me show you something. I ain't trying.
Good.
Because it's that good, because I made it.
Lick the bowl. But you know, you go there and you're actually celebrated by half off. That's how you celebrate somebody.
Right.
You give them $100 of produce for $50. That's what Hunia was really talking about. I don't know what else she was saying about another deal, but that's the main deal. You go up there and I'm telling you, I feel like I got a platinum visa. I'm like, swipe. Okay, give me my benefits. Hello.
Exactly.
And it's celebrated. It's nothing to be, you know, hiding or tucking it. You basically got, you know, a platinum card when you come to Mandela with that.
And you know what? Times have changed. A whole bunch of people that wasn't eligible for EBT is eligible now. Huh? What you say? So I need to let that part go.
And then grocery stores. What are some of the grocery stores that you enjoy, you know, shopping at, that you kind of recommend in Berkeley, and close to Berkeley?
Yeah, so my favorite, produce right now is just Berkeley Bowl, like hands down, like the greatest variety and the affordable prices. We always recommend organic whenever possible, and then the conventional fruits and vegetables they have, but like it's just like the best variety. And then I like Monterey Market. I like Sprouts. I like the other co-op that is the sister, kind of like the sister store to Mandela on University. I don't know if they're happening now because of the schools closing and everything, because they service a lot to UC Berkeley students. Like I said, Monterey Market. But the most important thing is how you feel when you're in that store. Different people have different experiences, and so I make it a point to get to know who the manager is of the store. I like to get to know who are the managers in each of the departments that I shop in, and customer service, like all of that's important, because whenever you run into challenges or whatever, or you have questions, then there's always somebody there that's able to assist you.
Right.
I believe in a extended shopping experience. I think shopping should be fun, especially if you're taking your children. Like it's a great place for them to learn and appreciate the whole shopping experience and where their food comes from, and be an example to them about building relationships, right? So that's very important. Mm-hmm.
And I know that just a couple or maybe just one more question, and then we'll pass it along to the folks that are on the call, and to see if y'all have any questions, because we love that interaction. Please keep asking us questions. If we don't get to them right away, we'll check the chat and bring it back.
I like that, check the chat and bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you're so talented.
But my question is, give 3. I know you talked about meeting the managers and building relationships, so I guess that might be one of them, but give 3 to 5 tips on if you're walking into a store that maybe feels a little intimidating. Maybe it's not exactly in your neighborhood, or you've never been there before, and you maybe feel like that you're not sure if you're welcome there. How do you break through that, welcome yourself, and have a great shopping experience?
Yeah, so everything starts with the breath. Like, really take a breath, like breathe in, breathe in and know that you have a right to be wherever you are. That's one of the things that I really have always appreciated about the opportunity to serve in such a great way of doing these shopping tours, is that I would take our clients to places that they wouldn't normally shop, quote unquote, like Market Hall Foods, Andronico's, Piedmont Grocers, and places like that, where sometimes it just felt a little, interesting. And, I would call ahead of time and let them know that we're coming, get ready, work it out. But probably the best thing to do is when you walk
guard your watermelons.
I beg your pardon? What?
I said guard your watermelons.
Hey, I can't stand you right now. But I would say the first thing to do is, well, first of all, we're in an abbreviated shopping experience. Like, people are encouraging you to get in and get out. So that's one thing. But when you first walk in, I just say walk the perimeter of the store, walk around and get a feel for what's in there, And then the other thing is to as I recommend, starting in the produce section, I would ask for the produce manager and see what's current, what's new, that kind of thing. But the main thing is, you know, you have to know within yourself that you have a right to be there. Like your money is good as everybody else's. And sometimes it's okay. Like if you just ain't feeling it, come back. Like it's okay. It's quite okay.
That's such a key point. I just want to stop there for a second because a lot of times, you know, there's a lot of shame and we think, you know, shame will get you to spend money.
Right.
Oh, well, they probably think I'm not going to get nothing. So I'm going to buy this expensive, way overpriced item just to show that I've been guilty of that. I've gone in places and been like, well, I'm just, you know, I remember going to a cafe, super bougie, you know, whatever cafe. And I was like, oh, can I have a chai tea? Oh, we don't have chai tea. And I was just kind of like, who doesn't have chai tea? And he's like, oh, well, we only have blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, but I wasn't, it wasn't that I wasn't exactly comfortable, but I did end up buying a tea that I was just going to try out. And it was overpriced. And it was like, I could have left. I could have walked out. And I think that's so important that you say that. You can go, you have the right to walk in any public establishment.
Absolutely.
And look around.
Yeah.
And leave if you want to.
Speaking of leaving, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah, so does anyone have any questions for myself or Chef Hunia? Thank you, Rahima. I'm glad you appreciate that. Absolutely. It can be a lot sometimes, you know. I know you know, because you do a lot of healthy shopping and you're in a lot of areas and communities that, you know, kind of have that little attitude sometimes. But I feel like you handle it with so much grace, and I'm learning.
Can Rahima talk about the class, or you and Rahima talk about the class that you have coming up at the end of the month?
Sure. Do you want to talk about it, Rahima?
I have to unmute.
I can't unmute anyone. You can, Mama Yana.
Work on
You
it.
have the power. You have the power, Ayana.
I think she's unmuted. I don't know if it's me. I'm doing my best.
Unmute.
Oh,
There you go.
There
Okay.
you go.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, loud and clear.
Yay! There you go. Okay.
See if you can share your video, Rahima.
My video. Well, let me talk about that. You were mentioned the class, and I want to get everybody thinking about a whole bunch of things before we finish what you first had at hand. So
no, we're talking about your video so we can see you.
So my video?
Yes, your video.
I can
so
show my video now?
Yeah, if you can.
You cannot start your video because the host has stopped it. It's still set.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how to deal with that. But I am, I'm a very, I'm a little person, and yeah. So just picture a little person and you got it. Anyway, my name is Rahima, and I am a nutrition educator, and I work for Healthy Black Families. And not this week, but next Thursday on May 28th at 1 p.m., we will be having a class, a workshop web series, very similar to this one, but with a little bit more emphasis on I guess the technical aspects of cooking. We will have a healthy shopping challenge, but we will also have, we'll actually talk a little bit more about label reading and things like that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to have a lot of information, and it's going to be really wonderful. I hope that you all can come out, and it's going to also be a Zoom meeting like this one. So it'll be easy to, since you've already done it, to just pop in, and we'll send you the invitation. It's called Food Matters Healthy Eat. Excuse me, where'd it go? There. It's called the Food Matters Healthy Eating Webinar, and it's at 1 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
All right. And
Right.
you want to, I was like, yeah. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
Excellent. Any other questions or comments or feedback for us?
Well, I have an announcement while we look for that. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
All right, ready?
Well, wait a minute. Before you do that, though. Wait a minute. But before you do that, I'm hosting a conversation tomorrow from 3 to 5 called Visions for a New World Order. So I've invited some of my dear friends to have a conversation around economics, education, religion, spirituality, food and farming, et cetera, and they're my friends from all around different parts of the country, and we're going to talk and celebrate my birthday, but also talk about what's happening and what we project for our community. Let's not talk about what's not working. Like, we're going to talk about no 45, none of that. What's working and what do we see? How do we see us in the future, right? So it's just my way of sharing my virtual vision board with the world in terms of what we're up to, and the possibilities. Because, regardless of what it looked like, I firmly believe that we're winning. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Otherwise, I got to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we winning this thing. Just like we're doing this here, this is happening in all other places, a lot of other places. Like, for real. And
what time?
From 3 to 5. 3 to 5.
Where?
And how do we?
It's going to be Zoom and Facebook Live. Now, if you go to my page, Hunia's Kitchen, or if you go to Hunia, my page, Hunia Vanetta Bradley, if you could type that in, I can't type right now. I can't figure it out.
I got you.
Yeah. From 3 to 5, like I said, we'll be Zoom and Facebook Live. And I'm inviting all y'all to join us and just, celebrate and be thinking, start thinking now, like, how you want this thing to pan out, like, for real, because we can affect the winds of change in our order, in our favor, by the power of the word, the power of our intention, and then right action, So yeah, so that's it. That's what I'm doing.
Well, that's so beautiful, and this is just another example of why we're so lucky to have access to Chef Hunia, because this is someone who is living this lifestyle. This is not something, some people wear it as a costume or a uniform, and they get home and they take it off and they put on something else. But if someone's willing to spend their birthday and interested, this is in obviously Hunia's best interest. Right? It's not like, hey, I'm doing this just for y'all. It's like, no, I want to do this for me and for us. And so this is so beautiful. And this is the same thing with that tart. She's like, I'm eating it, but I'm sending this to everybody.
I really am.
I can't wait to see mine show up. It's going, Insta eats. So
get thyself in thy car. Come get at this. Come get with this. I got you.
I know, but I'm doing the sugar-free challenge, so you feel me? I just switched my whole life to goodbye when you put that in. I was like, but give me a grape. I just want a cherry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know it's good. I'm gonna get that later.
That's all right. I'm still gonna get some pizza because I ain't. Just go on in the car and bring me some pizza.
It's gone, girl. It's gone.
That ain't
I'm
right.
stopping by Connor's house, then Hunia's.
It's gone.
Y'all can expect to see in half an hour.
Seat taken.
So look, beautiful people, it is 2:26, and
I just wanted to announce something I was doing.
Please announce it.
All right, so on Instagram, I'm going to be starting mindful mornings every morning with meditations, affirmations, some stretch and movement. So I will send y'all that information as well. You can go to my Instagram, chef.kana.with.the.sauce.
Well, there you go. I'm all up in that. I need that sauce.
Connor, could you
when is
please write that in?
Yes, I can.
And when is this, Connor?
This is starting next week on Monday.
Perfect. Well, look, people, I got to jump. My phone is telling me some weird things, and I don't understand why it's doing that, saying it's too hot. Because, you know, I'm hot up in here, you know what I'm saying? Obviously. And so I don't want to fade out before the thing ends. So we're at 2:27. I think I got about a minute or so before I just fade.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. I'm just so honored that you all chose to be here with us at this time. And stay healthy, stay strong, drink your water, exercise.
You're all unmuted, and so we are now going to sing Happy Birthday Stevie Wonder style at the count of 3. 1, 3.
Two.
Unmute yourself and sing.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Are you one? Are you two?
Are you 10? Are you?
Slow down.
Hi.
All right.
Sunia's page.
I love y'all so much.
Love you too. Peace.
Peace. Tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Connor, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Y'all copy down that information before we close this out because it won't be available after we close the chat.
Oh, what's that?
Just all the information that was the links and everything. If folks want those links, make sure you grab those.
Okay, so what do we do? Should we put them on the Healthy Black Families page?
When we send the recipes, we'll send the resources.
Cool.
Sounds good. All right, y'all. Peace.